This is all hands on deck.
When we started taking care of the patients in the acute setting, we thought that things would get better and they'd move on with their life.
Big breath.
And now we're seeing these long haulers, which we thought were going to be a small proportion of patients, and it's really not.
It's somewhat frightening because we don't know what we're dealing with.
I get this nausea and I don't have any energy.
Breathe.
We could potentially be seeing here the origin of a very significant number of people with chronic illness.
One of the most challenging aspects of being a long hauler is getting all the nutrition you need.
It kind of hit me that we were onto something bigger, a second pandemic as it were.
So all we can do is pray for a miracle.
I remember the day like it was yesterday. Doctors told me that if I had COVID, to rest and I would be better in 2 weeks. And sadly, those 2 weeks have not come yet.
It wasn't my dream.
Everything has changed. I have not been able to work in almost a year.
This is what my life is like now, walking in the basement for enjoyment.
While many people who are infected with COVID recover, for some, their symptoms persist many months after the infection.
So I just finished a 30-minute phone call, and it feels like I have a fireball in my chest.
You know, some weeks I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm like, okay, I think I can go to the store. I think I can go for my 10-minute walk, but nothing more than that. And then there's weeks like this past week where I was just in bed all week. And so it's agony, and it hasn't, completely gone away. So it's a game of like snakes and ladders. I started hearing about some of these online COVID groups. Young people, never hospitalized, mild illness, just like myself, technically. And that was like, oh my God, this is happening to hundreds, thousands of people.
A recent study found that 1/3 of COVID patients report having persistent symptoms. That's as many as 8.4 million Americans. These long haulers no longer test positive for COVID, but feel the lingering effects of the disease, often in a debilitating way.
Another part of my day-to-day life is waking up almost every night when I wake up in the morning, coughing my face off.
Ugh, just feeling real yucky. I hate it. Drains every piece of me.
If you've gone from biking 10 miles a day and you can only walk 10 minutes a day, to me, that feels like the life of an 80 or 90-year-old.
We see a number of people that were normally functioning people, very active, healthy, exercising, and now they just really can't get back to where they were, and months have passed.
Before COVID, I was signed up for the 2020 Chicago Marathon. I've been doing everything I should. I've been doing the right things for my body to be able to take this on. And for some reason, it's not. It's still fighting almost a year later. I get out of breath really fast. I can't go on a small walk. When I realized that I was part of this group of long haulers was really when I started connecting with my doctor at Northwestern, Dr. Sala.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you.
You too. I have this cough, just that I wake up and I'm like, okay, I feel it.
Kind of the sense that you can't take a deep breath in, like after a long period of conversation.
Yeah.
Across the country, doctors at more than 80 post-COVID clinics are trying to understand why so many people can't fully recover after COVID.
Why? Why someone who cleared the virus doesn't test positive anymore? Why are they still so debilitated by it? That's exactly what we're trying to understand.
All right. Ready to go in.
See you in a little bit.
Bye, Dad. See you in a little while.
Call me when you're coming down.
Okay. Here I am at the wonderful Icon School at Mount Sinai.
We are hoping that maybe by utilizing this very sophisticated scan, we can see things that we will not be able to see with the regular scan.
Studies are now showing that COVID affects not just the lungs, but the heart and the brain, more than was previously known.
We're trying to identify patterns between individuals and trying to study what could be causing the different symptoms.
At the National Institutes of Health, a new billion-dollar study is underway to try to understand the long-term effects of COVID, but it may take months to find answers.
I think there probably are people who just wonder, what's wrong with me? Why am I not better yet? This virus, when you're acutely ill with it, it doesn't just stay in your lungs. It does get into your body. That's going to take a long time to sort of heal.
I'm not going to say that there are not days when I don't feel down, but my will to live today is much stronger than it was last May. And I'm proud of that.
My hope is that a year from now we'll say, well, that was kind of scary, but people eventually got over this. The body is able to heal itself.
It gives me hope that there's going to be a way, an incentive to figure out how to treat patients like this.
Most of them are slowly improving, but it takes a long time for a lot of people.
I'm determined. You may not be able to be anything, but I will find my life again somehow. It will happen.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.